Great Friends is the code, 30% off. Life Brew. Let's reset top of the hour.
What has happened? What has transpired here at the First Bank Center here in Denver, Colorado? It wasn't just a big night of fights. It was a big night of memorable moments.
Conor McGregor with us here in Denver, Colorado. Good left hand from Rockhold. Right hand right back from Mike Perry.
Can I get a face-off with Conor McGregor, man?
It's an incredible setup here, incredible matchmaking, incredible storytelling. Oh, you had to come here. All these fighters that step in here are warriors, and I have my respect, and I'm into this game, yeah, we'll be into this, yeah.
And we are live here in the Maverick Center here in Salt Lake City. What a night. It is going to be historic indeed for BKFC 56.
Whoever's the king of violence right here, this is going to be a great fight.
Who's the king of violence? I am!
Combat fighting in its purest form, bare knuckle fighting in the city of angels.
We've got the biggest announcement in the BKFC history we're about to make, so let's make that announcement.
What's up, Knucklemania? The notorious Conor McGregor here. Ladies and gentlemen, the huge announcement that I have for you today. Conor McGregor, myself, and McGregor Sports and Entertainment is now an owner of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Welcome to the big leagues. David Feldman, baby, we did it.
He's now an owner of BKFC with us, and we're going to take this motherfucking thing all the way to the top now.
Monday, it's Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man. We come to you from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. Big shout out to everybody who's watching and everybody who's listening, whether you're on SportsGrid television, if you're on SportsGrid radio on Sirius XM channel 159, if you're local here in Southern California and you're tuning in on old school terrestrial AM radio 1090, which has been our home base for over 20 years. If you're watching with us right now live on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, I mean, literally, we are freaking everywhere, you know, and that's what you got to be. You have to be everywhere so everybody can get you anywhere. So my friends in Philly or New York or South Florida or Atlanta or Browners people in Chicago or anywhere else in the Midwest, shout out to Benedictine College in Kansas, to Grande's people in Oxnard, the 805, and to every part of California, man. We're glad everybody's here because I'm just watching what's going on in the live chat. And I love the fact that there are so many Dodger fans and so many Padre fans, and they're going back and forth about what this race might be. And, of course, Dodger fans are like, there is no race. The Padres pose no threat. And the Padre fans are like, well, don't you remember the playoffs 2 years ago? Grande, as we get reset here, there's more details to this Dodger trade that we announced just a few minutes ago, correct?
Right. So I said, you know, Miguel Vargas is on the injured list. He was supposed to come back for the Dodgers. He's part of the trade. So he's going to Chicago. So the Dodgers get Tommy Edman, and they're going to get a right-hand pitcher by the name of Michael Kopech, who's a reliever. And he's kind of up and down, but he's got like a 4-some ERA today too. So there you go. They're getting an infielder and a relief pitcher.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So the Dodgers making moves also as the Padres are making moves. And we're going to see these two teams go head to head Tuesday and Wednesday evening in San Diego.
Deadline mañana at 3:00.
Tomorrow's the trade deadline. All right. Very good. Very good. Okay. All right. Let me do this. For anybody that's just joining us, we started out with Olympics. We moved into baseball. I definitely want to get into football, but just back to Olympics for a second here. So I watched the USA men's team play against Serbia this past weekend. Now, what are you giggling about? This was Sunday morning. By the way, it's a nice way to start off a Sunday morning. Okay. Sunday morning, you wake up, the Olympics are on, the U.S. men's basketball team is playing. Like, that's the kind of thing I kind of want to sit down and watch. What are you giggling about, Browner?
Is a free trip to Paris worth your reputation, Jason Tatum? Tyrese Halliburton, I get it. You just there for the ride, baby. You just came out of nowhere. Jason Tatum, you just won the NBA Finals and arguably could have been the Finals MVP. Bro, you a water boy now? for Derek White and Drew Holiday? What? You, Steve Kerr, what kind of kabuki mind game, Phil Jackson games you playing, bro? Jason Tatum can't get a minute? Tyrese Halliburton, I understand. Jason Tatum can't get a minute. He can't help you at all. And you starting Joel Embiid, who apparently can't play in this format. Jason Tatum can't get 60 seconds. Oh, yo. Steve Kerr, that's dirty work, bro. That's dirty work, man. That's God-level dirty work. What?
It is interesting that, KD came back. There was so much talk about Kevin Durant, what's going on with him. And Kevin Durant played great. And LeBron James, to his credit, has been amazing.
Fantastic.
Oh, by the way, LeBron, I don't know what it is, okay? LeBron, for some reason, somebody would have to try and figure out what it is. LeBron looks like a guy who, A, is very hungry for this gold, doesn't want to be messed around with, like just wants to win these games and put them away as early as he can. He looks healthy. He looks spry. Oh, by the way, I had a nice little prize picks going with him this past weekend because I took LeBron with, they gave you that half point, that free box, right? And then I put him together with Jokic, whose number was 19.5. And I went more on Jokic, and it kind of went late where I needed him to finally, score just a couple more points. But I had a two-player play that was a $20 play to win $60. So that was a nice little score because
Nice.
I'm trying to load up my account. I'm trying to do the best I can to get ready for football season on Prize Picks. So, but why is it that Tatum didn't play at all? And that is the story. Like people are, they're not talking about LeBron's performance.
Story, huh?
Well, I mean, you tell me.
That
people
is
are talking
the story.
about it. You tell me.
Nah, I mean, you two knuckleheads freaking out about some meaningless
I don't care.
exhibition game.
I don't
And
care.
now-
It doesn't
and
mean anything to
now
me. I'm just saying, why are people talking about it?
They're so good. They're so good, Team USA. They're so freaking good.
Let me finish your sentence. Sentence. They're so freaking good that they don't even need Jason Tatum's
They don't even
contribution.
need Jason Tatum.
Right.
They don't even need Jason Tatum.
I'm laughing about the fact that everybody's talking about this. But you see, the thing is that when you have an all-star collection like these guys, right, you figure that the coach has to kiss everybody's ass and has to walk on eggshells in front of everybody. And everybody got to get their playing time because little Jason down on the end of the bench is a really good player. But we're killing these guys. We're eating them up.
Tyrese Halliburton? Why no love for Tyrese? I mean, he's good.
All right,
He's
so
an
Browner,
all-star.
why don't you tell us then? Why is this a big deal that Jason Tatum, an NBA champion, as you said, a guy who could have been the MVP of the NBA Finals, why is it a big deal that in the first game he doesn't play at all?
Look, man, I'm not going to go into this whole they're so good, whatever. They should be that good. That's totally understandable. They have the best players in the world. That's my issue is you won by 20 plus points. At no point did you think to put Jason Tatum in the game. Again, Tyrese Halliburton, I understand. He's new. He just got popular. Jason Tatum not getting in the game for a single solitary minute. I mean, even the last 4 minutes of the game, it was a wrap.
Yeah.
You could have put these dudes in.
Well, can I ask you a question as someone that is a very prideful person that you are? What's more embarrassing for Jason Tatum? Getting 0 minutes or getting a scrub 90 seconds?
Yeah, garbage time.
Getting zero. Getting the Jason
I think
Tatum
what's happening to Jason Tatum right now is that reality is hitting him in the face. He's a member. He's the first or second best player on the best team in the NBA. But as an individual, there's no one on this planet that's putting Jason Tatum near the spectrum of LeBron James or Kevin Durant. There's just not.
I wouldn't argue that.
Right. So
But
I think
if
what's
I'm Jason-
happening is that because he just won an NBA Finals, because he's on the best team, and because he's behind two guys that are better than him individually, this is reality. Jason Tatum, you're not better than the guys we have for you.
No.
So you sit down and enjoy the show.
Dog.
Go get
All
yourself
these-
a treat.
All these players are interchangeable. When LeBron's the point guard, you don't need Derek White on the floor because Jason Tatum can defend his position. Okay, you can put Jason Tatum on the court with LeBron and KD because all three of those guys are interchangeable. So you don't need to play Derek White instead of Jason Tatum.
Well, I have a
So
question.
That's why I'm telling you, Steve Kerr is up to something.
Well, let me ask you a question. What if it's like late in the game and Jason Tatum hasn't played and you're Steve Kerr and you're saying, well, what am I going to do? Get him up? And he's been sitting on the bench for like the last hour and a half. He's not warm. He's not loose. What I'm going to risk putting him out there and possibly getting him hurt? I mean, I'm just asking, can I just ask this question? Do you think that between now and let's presume for a moment that the U.S. men's basketball team is going to easily win the gold medal, right? They're going to win this tournament, right?
I don't know. They play South Sudan on Wednesday. I don't know.
They tough. They tough.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Do you think between now and the time the USA basketball team is done, presuming again that they're going to win gold, do you think Jason Tatum's not going to play at all? Do you think he's going to make zero contribution?
I think Jason Tatum's going to play 20 minutes on Wednesday.
If you tell me that against Serbia, the team that you actually need to put your focus into, I can't get into the game, I'm going to have a problem with that. Now, if you want to play me 20 minutes against a South Sudan, who we better beat by 60, I can't.
Why can't you get him his run? So now we all have to walk on eggshells about Jason Tatum.
No, you ain't got to walk.
Ain't nobody walking on eggshells.
Winning gold is not the most important thing. It's about getting Jason Tatum playing time.
Ain't nobody care about Jason Tatum. So you go, no, ain't nobody care about that.
Bro, if the team's so good, how can you sit there and say, oh, we got to worry about Jason Tatum in case you're going to win regardless? So put him in the game.
Right. See, this is actually an interesting point, though, because I was watching last night the women's gymnastics, and I thought to myself, are these people, these gymnasts, are they more into themselves or are they more into what the country does? Same with the swimmers. I want to talk about that a little bit more. So because the swimming people, I want to talk about that.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're gonna go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's gonna help me get the job done. There is not gonna be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Media have already said that they are going to be horrible. The books have them, as we'll see in a moment, at a win total of 5.5. Sean Payton, though, Scotty, he does not listen to preseason prognosticators.
That's your future, and it's on you. Like, they selected him. They wanted him. That's what they got. And now he has to build that from scratch.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
The Yankees are desperate. I mean, they could fire hitting coaches and everything else, but it's not working. So I don't know if Cashman really would do that. They seem to be so, tight-knit, but something's got to happen.
A big award or a big prize in the trade deadline sweepstakes would be Vladimir Guerrero Jr., right? Vladdy, put him in the middle of the lineup.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid.
This weekend, and there were these two American swimmers that were in lanes 4 and 5, which means that they're like the two top people, and they're swimming the butterfly, and I think it's the 100-meter butterfly, right? And the one U.S. athlete wins the 100 meters. She wins gold, and the other girl, she wins silver. And I wish I could remember. I should have written down the names of these athletes. But these are people whose names you may know during the Olympics. And then, unfortunately for them, we don't really hear from them much after. I'm not trying to knock them. That's just the way it goes, right? But like here are these two Americans in lanes 4 and 5. And the girl who wins by like 1/1 billionth of a second. I mean, they literally are like reaching out for the wall, and they're just minuscule, just a fingernail difference. And so one girl wins in, whatever it is, 100.25, and the other girl wins in 100.251. It's that close. And there they are. They're kind of hugging it out. And I think to myself, do these athletes care about America taking golds or hardware, or do they think only about, well, hey, good for you. You won the gold. Sucks for me. I only won the silver. And that's the same thing, Browner, when it comes to Jason Tatum. Is Jason Tatum there to represent the U.S., to win gold, to bring gold home, to know that the next time the Olympics come around, there won't be any LeBron, there won't be any KD, there won't be any Steph Curry, and that in the next generation of Olympic basketball teams, Jason Tatum is going to be one of the front and center guys, but he's got to yield right now to the likes of LeBron and KD and Steph and these, older guys? Or does Jason Tatum not really care about the U.S. and winning gold? He only cares about how much playing time he gets.
If I am Jason Tatum and this is my first Olympic game, I would appreciate it if I did not get a DNP coach's decision. That's all I'm saying. As an athlete who's wanted this your entire life,
Olympics,
you having a great summer. You having a great summer. You just won the NBA championship. You decided to go ahead and be on Team USA, and the coach trying to play games with you. He don't want to put you in. I'm telling y'all right now, the Boston Celtics, I wish, shout out to SportsGrid. I'm willing to put some money. The Boston Celtics win back-to-back NBA championships because y'all playing with them right now. Y'all playing with them. And Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum ain't going to take this lightly. I'm telling y'all. Y'all playing with them on the world stage too.
Can I say something in direct response to what Browner just said? Who cares?
All right. Okay.
Like, who cares? It's don't bring in the NBA.
All right.
We're playing 40-minute games with a FIBA basketball. Like, who cares about what Jason Tatum's ego and playing with Jalen? Who cares?
That's right.
They're going to win anyways. They're all signed for 6 freaking years.
That's right.
They're the first and second most expensive players in the NBA.
Who
cares?
Yeah, right. And one can't get in the Olympic game, and the other one didn't even make the team. Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody care about that.
Jason Tatum already has the gold. He don't care.
Yeah,
to answer Scott's question, you know what he cares about? Himself.
We don't care about that. We don't care about that. All right. They're gonna beat the Warriors by 80. Man, y'all think they forgot? Y'all think they're gonna forget about this? Come on, man. Y'all, not you, Scott, because you ain't really said, but Alex, you live in a weird place. You really do live in a weird place.
Mm-hmm. You know where you live,
place, man.
You live in a weird place too, where my playing time is more important than the team's gold medal.
Crazy to me, dude. It's crazy because this is the Olympics, right? And in the Olympics, it's like basketball to me. Basketball to me is like so irrelevant when it comes to the Olympics.
Now it's irrelevant.
Like, we're talking about multi-gazillionaires smashing on some third-rate country like poor freaking South Sudan on Wednesday. Like
what do you mean? This is America. This is America. This is what we do. We smash the world.
Right.
That's how we got this. We smash the world. Okay. And every time we try out the NBA basketball players to win, we showing the world it's still us, bro.
The only
we
time,
got more bombs, we got bigger basketball players.
The only time it's vaguely a big deal for that Team US plays basketball is when they don't win gold. Like, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
You jokers better hope y'all don't ever want to play football in the Olympics, because we will kill all y'all limping off the field. Stretchers.
I agree with
that.
This
is America, Jack. Don't you come up in here. We dominate. And where we can dominate, we better kick their ass 100%. South Sudan, you next. Bitch.
Yeah. You tell him, Browner. You tell him, Browner.
Listen, the only thing we do better than dropping bombs on other countries is look at basketball. Don't y'all forget it.
Wow.
America, boy.
You always got to go. You always got to take it another
level. It's America, boy.
America, boy. What you talking about? Y'all better start flying your flag, fam. What's wrong with you? You anti-American right now. You don't want to put Jason Tatum in the game. That's anti-American.
Wait, not putting Jason Tatum in the game is anti-America?
Anti-American.
Really?
Yep.
Really? So if
you heard me, I was clear.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So
I think hating a Boston athlete is the most American thing we could do.
See?
personally.
Y'all listen. Y'all see this, people? Y'all
Yeah.
see? This how it starts. That's how it starts.
Oh, listen, anything Steve Kerr does, I agree with, man. Delmar
See?
King.
See this guy?
Oh
Listen,
my God.
as a Laker fan,
See this guy?
it brings me nothing but joy to see the disrespect to the Boston Celtics.
The
That's
only
great.
way we can be toppled is from the inside. I'm telling you.
Do you imagine Jason Tatum, 26 years old, NBA champion, can't get minutes over a 40-year-old?
Look at it. See? Y'all see? You see this? Y'all see this? Steph Curry damn near break his leg in a game.
You got
He out
old
there
ass.
hobbling. Can't put Jason Tatum in.
I'm surprised Browner hasn't blamed Clutch Sports yet.
Nah. Listen. Steve, this on Steve
Is it a
Kerr.
Nike issue? Is it
This
is it a Nike issue?
And by the way, Grant Hill.
Yeah.
Grant Hill. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, Grant Hill. You doing dirty
Is he
work
anti-American too? Is he
Listen,
also against
listen.
America?
Listen, he looking real dukish right now. I see why
really?
people don't like you, Grant Hill.
Why is Team US sponsored by Fila now or what?
I see why folks don't like you, Grant Hill.
Yo, in elementary,
What's he
those
doing?
Grant Hill Filas
I'm
were
gonna leave it
fire,
at no. Listen. I see why people don't like you, Grant Hill. I'm gonna leave it at
But
that.
all this whole thing, like it occurred to me yesterday when I'm watching the swimmers, and the two U.S. swimmers both battle for first, and they finished first and second, and they're kind of like sort of congratulating each other. But the girl who's winning gold is like, "Oh my God, I won gold!"
Hell yeah!
And the girl who won silver is like, "This sucks. I won silver."
Because it does.
I hate the fact that
Because this is like that's the
does.
difference between a real Olympic sport and basketball. This is their life, bro. This is their life. They work their ass off their entire life for this moment. LeBron and Tatum don't work their entire life for no Olympic gold. It's just part of what they do. For those Olympic swimmers, for those track and field, for those canoers, for those table tennis players, this is it.
Right.
And that's what matters in the Olympics. Not these
but here's the thing.
multi-millionaire
You don't
ego
understand what you don't seem to understand is the greatest thing you can do as an athlete is represent that red, white, and blue, man. That's the greatest thing you can do as an athlete in this country. Cut it out.
Man, America. All right. Browner's on fire today. Everybody stay right where you are. This segment being brought to us by our friends at blenderseyewear.com.
What has happened? What has transpired here at the First Bank Center here in Denver, Colorado? It wasn't just a big night of fights. It was a big night of memorable moments. Conor McGregor with us here in Denver, Colorado. Good left hand from Rockhold. Right hand, right back from Mike Perry.
Can I get a face-off with Conor McGregor, man?
It's an incredible setup here, incredible matchmaking, incredible storytelling. Oh, you had to come here. All these fighters that step in here are warriors, and all have my respect. And I'm into this game, yeah. We'll be into this, yeah.
And we are live here in the Maverick Center here in Salt Lake City. What a night. It is going to be historic indeed for BKFC 56.
Whoever's the king of violence right here, this is going to be a great fight.
Combat fighting in its purest form, bare knuckle fighting in the city of angels.
We've got the biggest announcement in the BKFC history we're about to make, so let's make that announcement.
What's up, Knucklemania? The notorious Conor McGregor here. Ladies and gentlemen, the huge announcement that I have for you today. Conor McGregor, myself, and McGregor Sports and Entertainment is now an owner of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Welcome to the big leagues. David Feldman, baby, we did it.
He's now an owner of BKFC with us, and we're going to take this motherfucking thing all the way to the top now.
I mean, we've been shouting at each other. Let's do some shout outs here. And
What are you talking about?
Man, we are passionate about our Olympics around here.
I love the Olympics. And I'm so
I know.
happy Browner loves the Olympics too. Man.
Me too.
Like,
Because
I would've been
I'm passionate about that flag. I'm passionate
I would have been
about that
so
flag.
annoyed if Browner treated the Olympics like he treats F1. I would have been so
Right.
annoyed. I'm so glad
like
he loves the
soccer,
Olympics. Man.
right? Or like
Yeah.
House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and I give all the credit to Simone Biles, right? If the women's gymnastics teams was a bunch of like rich white chicks, Browner would have nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? But by the way, that's another thing. Like last night, I'm watching Simone Biles, and I'm like, okay, is everybody on this Olympic team like, hey, we all want her to win gold because she's making another comeback? And Browner,
No, they know that she's going to win gold, I think. I think there's a difference between rooting and knowing that you're just not as good as her.
Because, Browner, I got this message last night from one of our listeners, and this is from Mikey Dago, and he says, you got to ask Browner what he thinks about Simone Biles' performance, because I remember 3 years ago when he said she quit on Team USA because she was afraid of losing, and we don't get to see anyone calling her out, and we want to know what you think about what Simone Biles did last night, fighting through injury. Now, Alex, you might have to set this up for people that maybe didn't see what Simone Biles did.
Well, 2021 at the Tokyo Games, she got the twisties, and she decided to withdraw from the team finals, so she did not compete. She didn't compete in the individual all-around finals as well, so her teammate Suni Lee, who's still on the team now, won gold.
Shout out to Suni Lee.
I believe the team ended up winning silver, I believe. But anyways, I'm very familiar with the story now because I just watched her documentary, and she talks about that. And Browner, don't watch it, because when she's talking about all the media attention, I looked at my wife and I was like, it'd be awesome if somehow Browner made this documentary, because I remember Browner just ragging on her for quitting. Like, she's a freaking quitter. Because if you remember, Naomi Osaka quit Wimbledon around the same time.
Oh, yeah.
So Browner like back to back. Yeah.
Right. And everything was about mental health. Everything was mental health. It was like an easy way to say, hey, it's a mental health issue.
And you know who they use? You know what clips they use, Browner? You'll love this. Jason Whitlock. They use Jason Whitlock going off on Simone Biles, because you sounded just like Jason Whitlock, my friend.
Damn, Browner. Next thing I know, you're going to be supporting Trump. Oy vey.
Don't do that to me, man. Don't do that to me.
So
wow,
Simone Biles.
with Whitlock.
Oh, jeez.
Listen, man, when you have an opinion that's the same as Jason Whitlock, maybe you should reevaluate your opinion. Just saying. But yeah, she's back on the Olympics. She's 27 now, and she's still so. If you watch the documentary, she's so above everybody else. When you do a trick in gymnastics, you have to do it at Worlds or the Olympics, and then you can name it after yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do a move that no one's ever done, if you do it at World Championships or the Olympics, you can name that move after yourself. Simone Biles has done that after yesterday 6 times now. There's 6 moves. They're like on Biles 6 now. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, so that's how much better and above she's doing moves that like men are doing. So the stuff she's doing is insane. Yesterday, Scott, the one you're talking about, the vault, she did a double backflip, fully piked. Like that? You like that?
Like it. You're like a gymnastics analyst now. I like it.
No one's ever done it. And so the reason she got a massive score is because the difficulty.
Yeah, because I didn't get
it.
Because I didn't get it because honestly, when she landed it, she didn't land it smoothly at all. She took a big step back and then had to take a big step forward. I'm like, I don't get it. Like, why is this so great? Everybody's like, all over it. It's so awesome.
A double backflip, fully piked, which means she's like holding the back of her knees with
Fully
the legs
piked,
straight.
brother. Fully piked.
I didn't see that.
Fully piked, bro. Fully piked.
I didn't fully.
So there you go.
A couple times. You feel
Yeah,
me?
we know.
Really,
We know. We know. That's
I
how you
believe
get more kids.
Not impressed.
I believe they go the team finals tomorrow.
All right, let me do this. Let's do some shout outs. We'll talk more about what's going on here. Go ahead, Alex. Here we go. Ryan Trammell, great friends. Hola from Ciudad de Mexico. That's right. Danny Zamorano says it's his first time in the chat. Yeah, he's loving the chat today because Danny was asking me on Instagram how he gets the Sports Grid show. Jason Barbat said, bring that heat, JB. America. Get him, Browner. Yeah, Maria. Right on, girl. Alan Long. Alex nailed it. I think what he was talking about may have been the trade prospects.
No, he was talking about the swimmers and track field being more important in the Olympics.
Okay. All right. Get him, Grande.
Yeah.
Juliana says she wants that gold for America. Yeah. Miss Molly says Browner got to carry that Olympic flag when he does his marathon. Browner.
And I don't know if you guys saw our special guest in the chat. While breaking trade news also. What's up?
Yo, Ken Rosenthal. What's happening, my dog? And so somebody's asked in the chat, they're like, yo, is this really you, man? Is this really you? And Rosenthal replied with, yeah, it's me. It's really me. Now, it's really somebody saying that he's him, but I don't know if it's really him.
By the way, shout out Tommy Pham. Trade it.
I was just about to say. He's part of that trade, the 3-team trade. He's now Tommy Pham leaving the White Sox, going to St. Louis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Going back home.
How about that? Hey, by the way,
Throw
shout
them
out to
hands,
Scott
big dog.
Pena. Scott Pena says Nashville in the house. You guys kill it every day.
Shout
You know
out.
it, dog. All right, let me reset here in just a second because here's why. We've been talking about quarterbacks holding out or holding in. 2 massive quarterback signings. We'll get there.
Are there any grave issues that would keep Team USA from winning a gold medal?
Should they be minus 430 against the field or whatever the price is right now? Maybe. But am I looking at, hey, Europe as a continent to win the Olympics at plus 500 as interesting? And they have 5 teams in the Olympics out of the 12.
The early line. Only on...
They kind of got rolling.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
He talked about Major League Baseball and its rule, or actually its relationship with sports betting and gambling.
Integrity is the foremost concern, and a lot of people are questioning that given all the scandals, right? There's Mercano, there's Pat Hoberg, one of the best umpires in MLB, suspended right now. We don't exactly know what he did, but he's been disciplined, and he hasn't umpired a game this year.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Their coach has a personality that is New York City. Tough, grinding, defensive, no holds barred. We muck this game up and we make you play it our way. And Tibbs has been rewarded, and he should be rewarded for what he's done with the Knicks.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
The 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. To all of our great friends that are new to the show, because you see, we've been on radio and TV and YouTube and all these other audio podcast platforms for the better part of the last 20 years. Obviously, the first 15, 16 were all on local radio here in Southern California. Since 2019, though, it's been YouTube and Apple and Spotify and Stitcher, Google Play, TuneIn, Amazon Music, and everywhere else. Then we added cable TV in Southern California. But now that we're on the grid, now that we've gone national on SportsGrid television, whether you're watching on a Roku or you're watching on Amazon Prime or you're watching on a Samsung television, wherever you're watching, could be on the SportsGrid website, could be on their YouTube channel. And if you're listening on channel 159 on Sirius, we're happy to have everybody along. And for everybody that's asking me, how do I get some of this Kaplan and Crew gear? Because Grande's modeling tape. Grande, you are a model. You are a good-looking kid. You are a model with that. Oh, yes, you. Yes. Yes, you. Look at that. Kaplan and Crew in black. Browner got in the Kaplan and Crew kind of more like that cream color, which I like very much, And then I got that white crispy cooking today. And I don't even know. Nobody sent a memo and said, hey, rock your Kaplan and Crew hoodies. But if you want them, you got them. They're on our website, kaplanandcrew.com. Do we look lame?
No, we selling merch, fool.
Dude, we looking hot. No, we kind of look,
looking like
if you don't
like
represent for you, who will?
Looking like SportsGrid QVC over here,
Yeah, I do. I get it. Right. Go to kaplanandcrew.com, click on the merch, and you can find it right there. So hook that up. Hook it up. Okay, let me say this. I'm still watching the show Receiver. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm still loving the show Receiver. And I want to say I'm into like episode 6 right now. So I love Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think that kid is awesome.
How about his father?
I love his father. I wish that and Browner, if you're not watching this show, you got to watch it because Amon-Ra St. Brown's father was a world champion bodybuilder. So I got to think that he was like a contemporary of the likes of Arnold Schwarzenegger and Lou Ferrigno, and guys who were like star bodybuilders back in the old days. And so he was training those kids, man. Those kids were working out and he was like, Thanksgiving, I don't care about no Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving comes and goes. We work out on Thanksgiving. Like, I wish I would have instilled that work ethic into my own kids, What do you give me that look, Alex?
I don't think I think he instilled some beat downs on those children. I don't know about
him
work
Joe
ethic,
Jackson
man.
treatment.
Dude, that looked some like military boot camp. Like,
yeah, but
my kids
he took
will
a page
be
out of
professional athletes.
Yeah, but he took a page out of the Joe Jackson book of parenting.
No, I don't think it was that bad. I don't think it was Todd Marinovich's father bad. I don't think that it was, I don't think it's Lonzo Ball father bad. I just don't think so.
I disagree.
Listen, all I know is this. He got 2 players in the NFL. He got 2 young men that play in the NFL. Good for you.
So did LeVar Ball.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But listen, if I could go back and do it all over again with my own kid, I would try and instill
You ain't
more.
got that Joe Jackson in you, dog. Stop.
I don't have that.
So you're through 6?
You got that Joe Jackson in you.
Or you're at 6?
So I'm trying to think of where I'm at here because I did see Devontae Adams blow up. Okay. And yeah.
Not a blow up. I'm still a fan. Sorry, guys.
Oh, me too. Me too. For a lot of people that think Devontae Adams is like super selfish and he's an all about me guy and people don't like him all of a sudden, I think he's a great looking guy, super smart sounding, and a guy who understands I'm not 4 years into my career. I'm 10 years into my career. And if I were Devontae Adams, what I would still be pissed about is that, I came to play with Derek Carr.
Correct.
And the Raiders really, not only did they cut him, but they humiliated him on the way out the door. And by the way, I would ask this question. Did the Raiders upgrade the quarterback position? And listen, in the middle of all of this, they fired Josh McDaniels. I didn't realize what was coming. Like I didn't realize what I was about to watch.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah. So you're in the middle of the turmoil of the organization firing their coach. You have 2 quarterbacks that are terrible. One's a rookie who's a mid-round pick, and the other guy is just not good. Jimmy Garoppolo's just not good. That's it. And so if I'm Devontae Adams, I'm pissed. You know where I'm at, Alex? Jefferson comes back from his hamstring injury, Justin Jefferson, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in his first game back, he gets smashed, and he's spitting up blood, and they got to take him back, and now he's like a mess again.
Right.
And by the way, Kirk Cousins blows out his Achilles.
Right.
So I think I'm through 5 and I think I'm into 6. I think.
Yeah. I just think that it's you guys say like Devontae chose to go and play with Derek Carr, and then you just brush over that fact. What did you think was going to happen, Devontae Adams? You decided you wanted to play with your college buddy who stunk, and of course the Raiders cut him. Like, what? I don't know what we thought was going to happen there. Like, that dude went from, you know what? Aaron Rodgers is great. But you know what'd be better? Derek Carr. Like, what?
No, see.
Now he's complaining and whining about it. Like, dude,
No, he's complaining and whining because they haven't replaced Derek Carr. Let me ask you this. Is Jimmy Garoppolo better than Derek Carr?
What's that?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Is Jimmy Garoppolo better than Derek Carr?
No.
No.
Is Aiden O'Connell?
No.
No.
Would you say Gardner Minshew is?
Yes.
Maybe.
I'm a maybe also.
He'll sling that thing.
He's going to throw that thing, boy. He's going to throw that thing.
He throw it, huh, boy?
A lot.
Yeah, Gardner Minshew's got a lot of Phillip Rivers in him. He'll sling that thing. He'll throw 20, 30 picks, but he'll throw 20, 30 touchdowns.
Correct.
Little Jameis in him.
Whole lot.
I have not grown to dislike Devontae Adams at all. I have not. I'm telling you right now.
Devontae Adams is doing what diva wide receivers do. He's just nice about it. And he's not pressing on a driveway. And he's just like taking his jersey off and running through the tunnel like Antonio Brown, burning his feet. He's not,
do that.
He's not putting cell phones under the pads like Joe Horn. He's not demanding trades like Stephon Diggs. But the dude is being a whiny diva wide receiver. It's all good.
So let's put this in context when it comes to Devontae Adams. He signed with Las Vegas. Part of the reason was to be with his college teammate Derek Carr, and because he went to Aaron Rodgers and asked Aaron Rodgers about his future in Green Bay, and Aaron Rodgers did not return his call. So then he decided to then change teams because he knew that Aaron Rodgers was changing teams. So please, you are a professional, sir. Do that in context. Don't Nick Wright.
What's context?
Don't say that he just left to go play with his college teammate, because that's not the full context of the situation. Like I said,
it was
full Nick Wright.
But it was the primary context. Hey, I'll tell you another guy in this series, receiver. Let me tell you something.
It just was, dude. He wanted to play with Derek Carr.
Right. That was the primary context. Then they paid him a ton of money.
Because Aaron Rodgers said he was not telling him what he was going to do with his future.
Okay, that's a part of the story. And if I'm being honest, I never really had heard that part of the story before. But listen, here's another thing. Deebo Samuel. Now, anybody who's new to the show, I got to explain to you guys. We had Deebo Samuel on the show 2 years ago at the Super Bowl in LA. Face to face. I'm sitting right there. He hates me because it was like pulling teeth with a child to get him to actually talk. I don't know what his problem was that day. I really don't, but I'm going to say this right now. No, I don't think so. I think there was more to the story, but I told the truth. I thought he was kind of a jerk. Nonetheless, I love Deebo Samuel. Like the player that I see and the character that I have gotten to know now on receiver, I love that guy. Like I've always loved George Kittle. I think George Kittle's always been a character. I like that guy. I like his family. I like George Kittle's deal. I love Deebo Samuel. I have not grown to dislike Devontae Adams in any way. I love Justin Jefferson. Like this show receiver, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it. It's better than quarterback. I love quarterback. Don't me, Browner. You haven't seen one episode, Mr.
What are you talking about? I told y'all I'm watching right now.
Where are you at?
I just finished episode 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling y'all. I saw the Devontae rant. I saw the whole thing in its entirety as far as the episode goes. And I remember when we talked about it on this show. I don't think I was expecting him to be throwing stuff and kicking stuff. Full diva wide receiver, tantrum style, Des Bryant style. Or T.O.
I mean,
style.
dude, he's chucking his helmet and yelling at teammates on the sideline. Like,
but again, I hate to be that person, but if you played in enough sports, guys do that. Yeah, you just keep it moving.
All right. Well, let me just say this. Receiver and watching receiver is getting me very tuned up for football, and we didn't even get to the quarterbacks, but 2 massive signings. We'll get to it coming right back. Here we go.
What has happened? What has transpired here at the First Bank Center here in Denver, Colorado? It wasn't just a big night of fights. It was a big night of memorable moments.
Conor McGregor with us here in Denver, Colorado. Left hand from Ron Paul. Right hand right back from Mike Perry.
Can I get a face-off with Conor McGregor, man?
It's an incredible setup here, incredible matchmaking, incredible storytelling. Oh, you had to come here. All these fighters that step in here are warriors, and all have my respect. And I'm into this game, yeah. We'll be into this, yeah.
And we are live here in the Maverick Center here in Salt Lake City. What a night. It is going to be historic indeed for BKFC 56.
Whoever's the king of violence right here, this is going to be a great fight.
Combat fighting in its purest form, bare knuckle fighting in the city of angels.
We've got the biggest announcement in the BKFC history we're about to make, so let's make that announcement.
What's up, Knucklemania? The notorious Conor McGregor here. Ladies and gentlemen, the huge announcement that I have for you today. Conor McGregor, myself, and McGregor Sports and Entertainment is now an owner of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Welcome to the big leagues. David Feldman, baby, we did it.
He's now an owner of BKFC with us, and we're going to take this motherfucking thing all the way to the top now.
Athletic Greens, AG1, all the vitamins, minerals, nutrients, superfoods, probiotics, all in one. All you have to do is buy through us. You go to athleticgreens.com/Kaplan. They'll send you the 5 free travel packs. The 1-year supply of vitamin D is added on. Get your subscription going with Athletic Greens. Grande,
yes,
you got a new box. You got some new vitamin D. You got the brand new shaker bottle last week. How's the Athletic Greens treating you?
That's fantastic. The vitamin D. I'm a big nap guy. I don't know about you. And like the naps have been pretty much minimized. I think I just feel energetic throughout the day. So I feel good. First thing I drink in the morning, chug that thing.
Chug that thing.
Chug that thing.
Yeah, I love it too. Athleticgreens.com/Kaplan.
I love it after a nice long weekend where drinks were had,
Well,
like
what
Monday
I do
morning,
honestly, I'll tell you guys right now, Friday night, I was at this tequila dinner. Saturday morning, I was hurting bad. like real bad.
Ooh,
Because, dude, we had 4 tasters of tequila.
Bro, you remember this guy was sending me work texts at 9:45 p.m. on a Friday night? I was like,
know.
what are you doing, man?
Dude,
Leave me alone.
We had 4 tasters.
Leave me alone.
Dude, we had 4 tasters of tequila, right? Then, as if you're just, it's not enough to just sip on them. They gave you a cocktail to start the dinner, which was delicious. Then one of the guys ordered from the bar like a full drink of tequila, like neat, really nice. But so now you're at like 5 or 6. And then when the whole dinner was over, Rachel, of course, the life of the party as always, says to the girls across the table, come on, girls, let's go to the bar. So now we go to the bar. Now I'm drinking vodka at this point. The next morning, I mean, I wake up, bro.
Wait, did you pay? Time out. When y'all went over to the bar, did you pay?
Did I pay?
Did you or Rachel pay for drinks at this event?
Yes.
God, y'all crazy. They out there giving out free tequila and y'all go buy some more drinks?
No, we drank all the tequila that we could drink, and then we went to the bar and we had some vodka.
I'm sure they had some more somewhere.
I don't know, dude. All I know is this. I was hurting real bad the next day. And she goes right in. She goes for a mimosa right away Saturday morning and then drinks a bottle of wine on the train home. Me, I couldn't drink not one drop of booze on Saturday at all. And I was like, got to get soft. Got to get those athletic greens in me like right away. Got to do something good for the body. So athleticgreens.com/Kaplan. All right, let me just go into some more NFL stuff and then we'll bring in everybody for some shout outs. So this past weekend, I know there was a lot of talk last week about Jordan Love. How much money is Jordan Love going to get? And Jordan Love wound up signing a contract. And this is, I say it all the time. NFL teams don't have the courage to start over at the quarterback position.
They don't.
They would rather pay a guy like Jordan Love, who may turn out to be a great player, maybe. But all we know about Jordan Love is 1 year as a starter, first half of the year, not very impressive. Second half of the year, very impressive. Playoff win on the road, good for you. Put it on your resume. But to go from a guy who hadn't played to 1/2 of a year to one playoff win, that's what gets guys like Daniel Jones, $45 million or whatever his number is. And that's what gets a guy like Jordan Love, $55 million.
Crazy.
1/2 of a season. Because rather than an organization saying, got to see a little more, and willing to take the risk. And by the way, I'm also willing to take the risk to go back into the draft and find myself a young quarterback or find myself a veteran backup quarterback. Could be a Jacoby Brissett who could maybe get you half a season. Maybe it could be a Gardner Minshew that might get you half a season. But these teams don't have the guts to start over at quarterback. So they just sign these guys for insane contracts. And I hope for Jordan Love's sake, hey, live up to it, outperform it. Kind of questioning it. Hey, same goes for a lot of these guys that are on the top 10 list now, other than Joe Burrow, frankly. You know, like to me, Joe Burrow is a proven commodity. Trevor Lawrence, question mark. Jordan Love, question mark. Tua, what, wow.
The biggest question mark is the guy you're about to name.
Tua.
Yes.
Tua in Miami, $53 million. You know what? I believe in Tua. I think Tua could be a really great player. But along the way, there's been a lot of injuries. Alex, put that back up on the screen for 1 second. Burrow, 55. Trevor Lawrence, 55. Jordan Love, 45. Tua and Goff at 53. Herbert and Lamar Jackson in the 52 range. Hurts at 51. Kyler Murray, 46. And Deshaun Watson, man.
Get your money. Get your money, Deshaun.
He got his money. But Jordan Love, big question mark. Tua, also a question mark. I'll give you that.
How can you say? I don't understand how you could say Tua's not. How you can say Jordan Love's not a bigger question mark. The guy was awful for 6 weeks, 7 weeks, and then he was good. Like one season.
It's not one season. Here's why I would
of
say,
actual playing.
Here's why I would say of the people, the 10 names you just put up there and the salaries you just put up there, the biggest risk is Tua. Jordan Love has been in that organization for 4 years. They're not surprised by what he's doing because he's been around for 3 or 4 years, 3 or 4. So he's been around. They know what they're getting from him as a person and as a football player. They've seen his work. They've seen his commitment. So they're ready to invest in him because they've seen him for 4 years. We just 3, 4. We just saw him play. Tua, we saw him not be able to play because of a brain injury. And it wasn't some gruesome sack where his leg got snapped in some 10 different directions, okay? It wasn't no Joe Theismann level. His head hit the ground, and he was out. So you're now in a tackle sport, one hit away, one head bounce off a cold afternoon in Buffalo to that being non-existent.
By the way, don't know if the Dolphins put in any sort of
I would hope they
language, right? And these contracts, just by the way, are insured. So if by chance Tua does what you're saying, Browner, gets hit, concussion, can never play again, the contract has insurance behind it. But I do wonder if the Dolphins, knowing what they know, what you're talking about, said to Tua, hey, look, given the injury history, we got to at least have some protections.
I think
he's got the rarest injury look of any NFL player, because when he got those concussions and he was on the ground throwing up West Side, that looked bad for the entire sport.
Up West Side.
I just think what you're seeing on that list of top 10 paid quarterbacks in the NFL.
That's what happened, dog. See, now you're making me look like
it's funny.
Mean.
That's
you're
funny.
Making me look mean.
No,
what
it's
happened.
funny. It did happen. It's funny. I mean, he's healthy now, so it's funny.
Anyways, there's a lot of Albert Pujols contracts on that top 10. I'll tell you that. And we're already seeing it with Deshaun Watson. And it's not going to be long before you see it with other quarterbacks and the disaster that those contracts are going to be.
All right,
It's not just Jordan Love. There's a lot of dudes on that top 10
Wait till
list.
Dak gets 60.
Hey, quick shout out to our people at Blenders Eyewear, blenderseyewear.com. You save 20% when you buy Blenders Eyewear, polarized lenses, super cool frames, and the exact right price point. Blenderseyewear.com. Use our code Kaplan. You save 20%. Shout outs and wrapping it up next on
I would imagine if you think the salaries are big now, what kind of salaries are we looking at on an 11-year, $76 billion media rights deal?
This deal puts so much more money in the owners and the players' hands. Folks, this is about national media rights. So you're going to have more national appearances than ever.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, getting ready to wrap things up here on Kaplan and Crew on a Monday. And I just want to remind everybody who's listening on Sirius, channel 159, and everybody who's watching on SportsGrid, whether that's a Roku, Amazon Prime, a Samsung TV, whatever the case may be. When we get done, we go into the uncensored portion of the show where the language flies and we say whatever we want. And I'll just tell everybody right now, there's a breaking news story that I won't talk about here, but I will talk about in the uncensored portion of the podcast. Won't talk about it here. We'll talk about it there. So if you're with us right now and you're saying, well, then how do I get there? Here's what you do. You go to YouTube, youtube.com/Kaplan and Crew, youtube.com/Kaplan and Crew. The uncensored portion is coming up in just a few minutes, and my phone is blowing up, and I will talk about why it's blowing up in the uncensored portion. I can't do it here on SportsGrid. I could, but I won't. but maybe I will.
No need to do it. No need to do it.
All right, Alex, how about give us a highlight of the day, and then let's do some shout-outs.
Highlight of the day brought to you by Torrey Holistics. Use promo code Kaplan to get 20% off your purchase when you spend a minimum of $75. Torrey Holistics, California Holistics, Oxnard Holistics, and Mammoth Holistics. Promo code Kaplan.
Real quick, I'm going to Mammoth this week. Every summer I go for this blues festival, and on Friday I will report live from inside of Mammoth Holistics. And so guys will be on the air. I'm going to chime in. I'll have my phone like this, and I will be inside the store at Mammoth Holistics. Torrey, California, Oxnard, and Mammoth Holistics. You spend $75 or more, you get a 20% discount. So if you're coming this way, if you're coming into San Diego, you got two options. If you're coming into the LA area, I mean, Oxnard's a little bit further north. If you're ever going to be up in Mammoth, like I will this weekend for the Blues-a-Palooza Festival, stop by Mammoth Holistics and get yourself all set up for the weekend. Grande, highlight of the day.
Bob, the cap catcher.
Oh, I love this guy.
Bob,
love this
the
guy.
cap catcher. Yesterday, Scott was watching the women's swimming breaststroke. Well,
Mhm.
before they got to the final, in one of the heats, Emma Weber, American swimmer, her cap fell off and went into the pool. And the officials were like, yo, we
You
can't
never
have
want
this.
you never want your cap to swim off. That's how your swimmers get out.
Yep. So you can't. Well, God, today, dude, you are just. So you end up with 4 kids.
I mean, come on, man.
Come on, today
Come
he's on
on,
another
dog.
level.
I know
today.
he has 3. This is 3 of them today for him.
Today is the day where maybe it's a mute mic kind of day.
My bad,
Anyways,
I'm
Bob the
done.
cap
Go ahead.
catcher. I don't know how this works, but I guess a swimmer is not allowed to go into the pool before a race. That's my
Mhm.
understanding.
Mhm.
So what they did was they called Bob out, and Bob, the cap catcher, came out rocking a colorful Speedo.
Right.
And I can't show you the video.
But full dad bod, by the way, too.
Full
This
dad bod.
Right.
Goes in the pool, takes the cap out, race goes on. But Bob,
Right.
the cap catcher,
And people loved him, dude. They loved him. He came out like
Yeah.
this robe, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, and total dad bod, but you got the arms, like the farmer tan arms, super white skin, you know, and that funky Speedo. And man, you'd have a very hard time. You'd have to pay me a lot of money to take my clothes off in a little Speedo and jump out there like that because of how fat I am right now.
Well, you sent me pictures. Should I show them?
Oh yeah, I'm like Bob the cap catcher. Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in yesterday. I was in San Diego, and I was out on this boat, and I jumped right off this boat, went diving right. Oh, there's a dad bod for you.
You're sucking it in right there, big fella.
Oh,
Come
bro,
on,
let me tell you something right
You're
now.
sucking it in.
That is trying to regain some bandwidth. Look how fat I am.
Show that other picture. Show that other picture when he's
Which one?
diving off the
where
side.
I'm diving. See, then you see my fat belly.
That's the man image right there.
That's when you see how fat I am. My one buddy told me, he goes, don't lift the boat. He goes, don't try and come up on the boat. You're going to pull the whole boat over. Look how
That's the
fat.
man who's eating steak and tequila right there, baby.
Yeah, right. That's you're darn right he is. All right, let's do some shout outs here, Grande. Let's send some.
Oh,
love
I
and then-
wasn't ready for that.
Oh, you weren't?
No.
Because then I'll tell you guys right now, I will talk about this in the uncensored portion of the podcast. 100% sucking it in, Andre Prado. Yeah, probably so. Joe Rigby just laughing at me. I get it. You know, everybody's just laughing at me now. Ay vey. Why did I send you guys this picture? People are asking about Jason Lawhead. Lawhead was on last week. He was great. And Lawhead was happy that we gave him some airtime up in LA on Friday. He was terrific, by the way. He was great.
Awesome.
And so, and he had those 2 shows on Friday night up at Magic and Comedy in Hermosa, and where else was he? The Comedy Store in Hollywood. So don't worry about Jason Lawhead. He's going to be around here plenty. Okay.
Doing just fine.
God, I just saw myself on TV with the dive. Ugh, God, I'm so fat.
It is what it is, man.
You know, I just can't help it. Like I honestly, every day I say to myself, I'm fat. Every day I say to myself, I'm going to work out, which I do. I work out every day. Every day I say to myself, I'm going to watch what I eat a little bit better. And then I just don't.
You do watch it. You watch it go in your mouth.
I know. Like a fat slob. All right, listen, I want to say to everybody who's watching and everybody who's listening, visit our website, kaplanandcrew.com. For those of you that want to hang out with us for the uncensored portion, it's youtube.com/Kaplan and Crew. I will talk about why my phone is blowing up right now. I won't talk about it here, but I will talk about it there. So get us there, youtube.com/Kaplan and Crew. To all of our SportsGrid friends, peace out.